Okay. Listen to me before you comment. What is up, Finn fans? Now, I know, and you have to listen to me. Don't just run to the comment section, please. I'm begging you. I know some of you already have when you saw the title. Just listen. It's a question, and I'm going to answer it the best I can. So if you don't know, this broke about 6 o'clock, so about 2 hours ago, and I even, I put it in the community tab and I tweeted it. So there's this. The sources the Colts have given star running back Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade, and conversation to find potential landing spots are ongoing. Several GMs and talent evaluators were informed earlier today that Taylor is available. So there's that. Then Barry Jackson came out 8 minutes after, saying, per league source, the Dolphins are expected to at least explore a trade for Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, who has given permission to seek a trade. Not sure where this will lead, but it will make sense in that he's 24, first-team All-Pro, and NFL rusher in 2021. And then Barry Jackson also added, but best way to protect yourself if Tua, God forbid, is hurt, have two of the very, very few active running backs with career yards per average over 5, Taylor and Mostert. That being said, Colts demand must be reasonable. That seems safer than on helping your quarterback plays over his head. Now, I have a lot of things, I bring you stats, I bring you facts. This is what I'm going to tell you. From rip, off the top of my dome, are the Miami Dolphins going to land Jonathan Taylor? Right now, I'm going to tell you no. Right? The way Dalvin Cook's situation panned out, all that stuff, off the top of my dome, you answer, hey, Doug, right now, boom. No, it's not going to happen. Let me break it down for you. 1, Chris Greer doesn't like paying running backs. He didn't pay Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is older than Jonathan Taylor, and they have the longevity of Jonathan Taylor. But again, he doesn't like paying running backs. And Jonathan Taylor's going to want about $12 million a year. He's going to want what Saquon's going to get. He's going to want what Josh Jacobs is going to get. He's going to want what these guys are going to get. So 1, you have to trade for him. We'll get to that compensation. 2, you have to pay the man. So that's the 2 biggest things, right? Now, Barry Jackson even said Colts demand must be reasonable. I'm hearing Colts want a first, but that's unreasonable. If he was already under contract for, say this was his second year in the league and we still could have him for another 2 years, then a first makes sense. But the fact that the Dolphins or any team that's going to trade for him has to pay him, because he's not going to go to a team just to play on this 1-year contract and then be a free agent again. He's going to go to a team and want that long-term contract. They're not getting a first for him. So anywhere you hear that, the Colts are going to get a first and the Dolphins are going to have to give up a first, no. Don't worry about that. That is not going to happen. To give up a first for him is just stupid, especially now that the running back market is being dictated and it's not a lot. Cook got 8.6 up to, he got a $7 million contract. Not going to happen. Okay, so there's that. Let's talk about compensation. What could be a possibility? And again, I already told you no, but I'm playing the field. I'm letting you know all the information. What could possibly be a compensation? Now, on Twitter, I said, Wilkins, I don't want to trade Wilkins. I want Wilkins to be re-signed. I want him to be a Dolphin for the rest of his career. I don't want him gone. Wilkins, but then I took it back and I was like, nah, that doesn't make any sense. For one, I'm hearing Vic Fangio loves Wilkins. His favorite players on the team are Wilkins, Phillips, and Holland on that defense, so I don't think he's going anywhere. I think a deal gets done before the season starts. So Wilkins, out of the picture. You have Emmanuel Ogbah. That's a possibility. Cedric Wilson, a wide receiver, is a possibility. And Jeff Wilson is a possibility. You're going to lose a running back, we'll give you a running back. Not saying, and again, I can already hear people in the comment section, there's no way they're going to take those contracts. I understand that. If they do take on those 3 players, who are not bad players, the Dolphins could save It's 15.2 for Agba, 7 for Cedric, 1.4 for Wilson. You're looking at about 24 million in cap space. So they'll jump from about 11 million in cap space to 34 million in cap space. There's your money to be able to pay Jonathan Taylor. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's your money to pay Jonathan Taylor. Plus, you can continue, like, you could sign him to a contract where it doesn't, affect this year. You can take about 20 million, throw it into next year. You're down in the cap negative 10 million. You move on from some players, like, unfortunately, I'm hearing Baker and Xavier Howard, especially the way Cam Smith is playing. That's another like 20 million there. You're in the green about 15 million. Again, don't worry about the cap space. Brandon Shore knows what he is doing. So again, say the Dolphins send these 3 players and a draft pick. Let's talk about where the Dolphins are when it comes to draft picks. Next year, they have a first, a second, a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh. They don't have a third because of the tampering, and they don't have a fourth because of the trade with Bradley Chubb. So a first, a second, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. In 2025, the following year, they have all of their draft picks plus 2 5s. So they have a first, a second, a third, a fourth, 2 5s, a sixth, and a 7. So the Dolphins could do something where we'll send you players that, aren't going to be on the team next year. We'll send them to you. You can restructure their contracts, Agba and Cedric, and restructure them so the cap hit isn't so bad, and then you have longevity with them for another 2 years, if give take. And we'll send you a fifth this year and a fourth next year, and you send us a fourth this year, or you send us something this year. They could work that way. With all that said, right, I'm giving you all the meat and the potatoes. I'm giving you all the information, the thought process, and all that stuff about Jonathan Taylor. That being said, will the Dolphins do it? You heard from Barry Jackson that the Dolphins are going to talk to him, are going to call for him. The Dolphins obviously are in a win-now mode. If Dalvin Cook would have took less money, he would have been a Dolphin. He didn't. He saw his value. He knew the Jets were going to pay him. He took the money. Good for him, right? We're not knocking that. But the Dolphins are in a win-now mode. How do I know they're in a win-now mode? They tried to trade for Dalvin Cook. Couldn't get him. So they moved on. They signed all 4 of their guys back. Then the draft came. They drafted Devon Achane. After they drafted Devon Achane, they tried to trade for DeAndre Swift. After they traded for Devon Achane, had to trade for DeAndre Swift. Eagles got him. Then the draft's over. They continue. Well, they didn't continue. As soon as Dalvin Cook became available, they sent him a contract right away, and they never budged off that contract. Here, we give you $4 million. I think with incentives, it got to 5 or something like that. But this is what we can afford to pay you. He said, no. Come up, blah, 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 this, and that. They never did. He became a Jet. 3 separate times, the Dolphins tried to add a running back. Dalvin Cook is a 4-time Pro Bowler. Past 4 years, had over 1,000 yards rushing. Jonathan Taylor is younger. But again, I will say this again. When I was asked Cook or Taylor, I wanted Cook because you don't have to lose draft picks. Taylor, you're going to lose draft picks and you have to pay him. That's where I'm apprehensive about getting Jonathan Taylor. But also, Jonathan Taylor is young. 24? 24. We can have him for a minimum of another 3 years. A minimum. And then all of a sudden, we don't have to worry about the running backs. And like Barry Jackson said, the biggest thing that'll help the quarterback is a run game. And Jonathan Taylor is that guy. This will make up for the mistake of drafting Noah Igbenogany instead of Jonathan Taylor. Hey, hell, we'll send Noah in the trade package over there. Hey, you need a corner? Here you go. Take a corner. I will say this. Would I like Jonathan Taylor on this team? I'd be dumb not to. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I'm not going to get burned again. I really wanted to Cook. It didn't happen. I moved on. I would really I love Taylor more because he's younger and we can get more out of him, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Colts are going to ask for too much, or the Colts are not going to want him in the AFC. It's another thing you got to think about. But I do think the Dolphins are going to be aggressive. They're going to call. They're going to see if they can ship Agba or if they could ship Cedric Wilson. And obviously, if they can pull off the trade, they will send one of our running backs to clear up space. Now, Devon Achane is banged up. I will talk about this in tomorrow's video about where we are when it comes to the health. Devon Achane's back. I'll just do it now. Devon Achane is banged up, but he's fine. Jones, he's hurt. He's probably going to miss a couple of weeks into the season. Will that hurt his possibilities of making the team? Maybe. But Devon Achane is fine. He's going to be week to week. What I'm hearing is Ingold is going to be back this week, and some of our guys are going to start coming back this week. So we're starting to get the health situation good, and we dodged one with Devon Achane, and we dodged one with Teron Armstead, but they're both going to be shut down probably for the rest of the preseason. So that being said, though, Jeff Wilson, banged up. Myles Gaskin, banged up. Devon Achane, banged up. We don't need a running back, Doug. We have good running backs. I don't disagree with you there. It's the longevity. Will these guys make it to December when they're already banged up in the preseason? That's my worry. And if you add a Jonathan Taylor and you tag team him with Mostert, like Barry Jackson said, have two of the very, very few active running backs with career yards per carry average over 5.0 in Taylor and Mostert. That is a fantastic dynamic 1-2 punch, and probably gives us, with the Jets, a very, very good dynamic duo in the backfield. But again, it depends on the compensation and the contract he wants. So I will keep you guys updated if I hear more news and all that stuff. This is something ongoing because obviously you have it straight from Barry Jackson's mouth. Per league source, the Dolphins are at least expected to explore a trade for Colts running back. So we'll see. Comment below. Let me know. I know some of you guys probably read the title and said, no, we don't need this. And we don't need another how many weeks of Cook and this and now Taylor this. And watch the video. Listen to what I say. Comment below. I'm very interested to see what you say. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. But like usual, stay classy. Offense up.